Hey everyone, I've come down to the lake today. I haven't actually fished any of the Central Highlands lakes in Victoria all summer, so it'll be interesting. Water's dropping, as it normally does this time of year. Don't really like the conditions. It's really bright. There's no wind, and I would rather it be windy and overcast. But we're gonna go for a walk around. I'm gonna keep moving because we should try and see some fish rise. You know, I'll see something in the glass out. When it glasses out, you normally always see the odd fish move. So gonna move around, just try and find that one aggressive fish to catch. So gonna sort out some flies and rig up, and we'll get on the water. All right, so what I've just been doing, which is taking me about 10 minutes, is trying to combine 5 fly boxes here and pick enough flies that would hopefully cover me for the day out here. So I like to carry around when I fish the lakes, slimline fly box. I have it in my waders there. All I've got with me, I've got some damsels, some black little streamers, I've got some blobs and corals and orange cormorants, and then some traditional English wets, a few nymphs, crunchers, claret nymphs, some claret dabblers, you know, mallard and claret, the classic English wets as well there, and then some dries like carrots, possum emergers, sedge hogs. And that's pretty much hopefully gonna cover me. But the thing is, I try and cover my bases, but realistically, I'm not gonna be able to tie all those on today. Hopefully I don't make a single fly change, but you know, you just wanna cover a few bases there, cover your nymphs, cover your traditional wets, cover your dries, some streamers, and then you can head out there and just see what the fish do and, you know, where you go with your sessions. So let's do it. All right, I've pulled up on this shoreline, gone for a bit of a walk. Not much is happening. I just pulled up here, there's a nice shelf, and a fish rose a little bit down there. So thought I'd just spend a bit of time. It's low percentage at the moment, fishing blind at nothing. But I thought I'll just fish blind around this area for a little bit. I'll just fish blind around here, make a few casts. You never know, something might happen. Fish often eat early on the cast in these sort of conditions. They eat on the drop. Shit, that was a terrible cast. And I'm just gonna tick along, cover some water to get a start, make a start. That'll give me a feel for what, you know, what's happening. If you keep walking, you sometimes miss things. So just staying in this area is a good way to start. And you never know, flies might hit the water and there's one cruising past and he eats it. And that's what we're looking for. That's the day done. When you're on the bank, you don't have a boat, so sometimes fish are just naturally, they're always patchy in lakes, they're patchy in rivers, so you need to just move your feet sometimes. You don't have a boat to drive to the other side of the lake to do a drift over there, so sometimes you've got to walk there, put in the yards, and then make the cast, fish a shoreline through there, get a feel for how that area of the lake is if you see any fish rising. So that's what I'm trying to do now. All right, I've come to another nice little bay. It looks like it shelves in. There's not too much weed high, so it's another good spot just to make some casts. See if there's one up in here. Man, they'll be in here in the morning. This is a lovely bay. I mean, if there is one in here, this time of the day, odds are he's in here and he's feeding. He's active, so. It is tough going. The walking's quite tough because the ground's still so soft, but I'm just continuing the process. I'm continuing to move, fishing blind through some water. I just need that one, one take. Oh, that's a giant. That's a really good one. Oh, that was such a nice fish. There he is. The problem is he's thick in the weed. He's like thick in it. He's like... Oh, there's another good one down there. Gonna make a fly change here. Just putting on a straggle damsel here. Come on, it's got to get eaten. Oh, that fish out there. Oh. There he is. Geez, that went close to him. Very close to that fish. Got him there. Oh, that's a really good fish. Have a look at him go. Oh, that was such a hard cast too with the hill behind me. Come on, mate. Stay out of that weed. I haven't got the heaviest gauge wire hooks on. Come on, buddy. Good, that hook's heavier. Oh, that's a ripping fish. Come on, buddy. This is the hard part. You've got to get him up over this weed. Just got to keep his head up, get him up over this weed. That's another stud of a fish. That is a... Oh, that's a really good one. He's eating the straggle damsel of mine. Oh, oh, look at him. That is a tank. Oh. Oh. Come on, mate. Oh. That's such a good fish. Oh. Look at him. That is just why you fish a Victorian lake. The fish are so good. Come on, mate. Oh. That is such a big fish. And the hook is so lightly pinned in him. That is a big, beautiful brown trout. Come here, mate. I mean, he may fall off here, this part. Oh, got him. Oh, what a beautiful brown trout that is. Oh, gee whiz. It is super important with these big Victorian brown trout in all our Central Highlands lakes. You give them enough time to recover. You want the water flowing through their gills. You want him to start kicking like that, and he'll be ready to spear off. Like that. Oh man, I am very happy. That fish was absolutely awesome. Well, that fish was absolutely awesome. I just had a really good chat with the landowner here, the farmer, who saw me catch it and came down to have a chat. And while we were doing that, one more rose out here. So I'm just gonna make a few more casts, but I'll push on because the key so far to finding that fish has just been moving. Tell you what, I'm glad I made that fly change to this fly when I was down here and threw at that fish. What actually happened was the watercolor down here, because it's a lot shallower down here with the creek coming in, I thought, oh, maybe I need the orange bead. I did have an olive beaded damsel on, very similar fly, so very glad of that fly change. But fish like that, when you cover them and he's just beyond where you've cast, often eat the point because that's the first fly they find. So this little riffle in the overcast weather just looks magnificent. It's very tempting to fish blind here, but fishing blind hasn't really worked for me today because the fish I've caught was the fish I saw, so it's hard. I think as much as I want to just stand here and work the water, I think I'm best off continuing to push on, trying to find another fish that's active and, you know, out and about. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep walking. Always walking. I just saw one rise down here. Oh, there he is over there. That fish has risen, or I think he was blowing, oh no, he's probably eating these orange spinners here on the edge like that. There he is down there. I think he's pushed well down on the, didn't even see those orange spinners here actually. There he is. Oh, he's a rainbow. Wow. Oh, I do think I'm fishing the wrong flies for that fish. I'm almost 100% sure that was a rainbow. And I've only ever seen them in here when they've escaped from a dam. What? He's on spinners there, that fish. That is not easy for me with a sink tip intermediate. I just need a floater and a couple of dries for him. Alrighty, finished up, back of the car. I actually walked one entire lap. I think it took me 3 hours and got that one fish, only take I had, but said at the start we're just looking for one and we got him and he was a really good fish. So that's the aim of the game in some of these Victorian lakes when they're tough and the conditions aren't ideal. So yeah, ended up just going to the streamers. That's what caught him. That's a very high percentage way to fish, which I like to. Don't forget, all the gear I used in this video you can get at nervouswater.com.au. Use my discount code TOM10 for a 10% discount. And also check out the latest issue of Fly Life if you want to see the leader diagrams and the flies and stuff that I use for the lakes I fish in videos like this. Because there's an article in the current issue now, that's the Fly Life article there. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next video, guys.